They say a small act of kindness can take you a long way, but how far can a small act really take you? In my earlier time, I believed that it all had a base with karma. You do a small good act, and a small good act does to you. You do something kind to somebody, and something kind will be done back to you in equivalence. Never in my life would I ever have thought that one small act could change the entire course of your life from there on. That one small act could change where my life would be heading, who would I be talking to, and what I would be doing with that person. This all takes me back into the spring semester of 2018. The spring semester of my sophomore year. It was chemistry class, and a day unlike most other days. Because on a regular basis, I'm a pretty joyful and outgoing person, but on this particular day, I just wasn't really feeling up to the day. There was a lot of other side factors of family and other things that had to do with classes and just the all around things that were going on around that time of my life. But I knew that the only real way that I could deter this sadness from me was to do something that I really enjoyed, and that was to make small talk, to make conversation, to be able to communicate with another person. And in all honesty, just compliment them because it feels good to them. And at that point, you get to make them feel good, which is and it makes you feel good in the outcome. And it goes back to the day where I was going up to get some construction paper to finish up some formulas that I had to write at the time. But on my way up to go get the sheet, I saw this man, and on his wrist, he had a watch that had a golden bracelet but a bronze dial in the center. And I thought that was phenomenal. So I knew that I had to go up and say something. I go up to the man and I'm like, hey, my guy, that watch is looking extra slick. And he's like, yo, thanks, I appreciate it. Looks down at his watch, looks back up at me, and he's like, yeah, thank you. I love this watch. And then he goes on to tell me this whole story of how he got the watch and what it means to him, the value that it holds. Apparently he got it from his father, so it means a lot to him. And then he looks at my wrist and he checks my watch out, and I'm also wearing a Citizen watch, but mine's silver bracelet, but it has a black dial. And he goes, oh my God, your watch also looks really cool. I say thank you, I appreciate that. And from there on, we just exchange how we got it, where we got all these things from. And then from that point on, we go further into asking our other interests. Apparently he's a car man, I'm a car dude. His dad owns a Porsche, my dad owns a BMW. And then we just connected about which one's better and had this rivalry going of what car would end up to be the top dog. And from there on out, that was just one conversation that we had. But from the days on next, we met up again in that class. And then went further to where we went out into the parking lot and continued these conversations. And then it went further after that we would actually meet up after school. We'd have study sessions, we'd go to movies, we'd go to the lake. We'd get other friends of each other and let them know about one another. And we built a stronger foundation of friend groups in our school. And all that derived from that one conversation, that one act of telling him, hey man, your watch looks nice. I would have never guessed that it would have taken place in the way that it did, and the events that occurred after that would have. But they did. All from that one small act. Which really makes me think, because now he's one of my closest friends, even 6 years down the line. He's one of the people that if anything goes wrong, I can turn to this man and I know that we will be able to overcome anything that comes our way. But I would have never had that if it wasn't for that one small event. One small change that happened. And because of that, I also think back into that day I wasn't having one of the best. But because of that conversation, my whole mindset, attitude changed for that day. And that day beyond. I'm pretty sure for the whole week, I was just an absolute gippy. I was happy as mess for the whole week knowing that I had this man to talk to. And I think back onto that because you never really know where somebody's coming from. You never really know how they're feeling. You never really know what they're going through until you make that conversation. And if you make them feel good, that could change their entire course of their life afterwards. You know, it can all be from that one small act. And it's why it's something that I hold dear to me. And it's why I continue to preach the fact that one small act of kindness can take you a long way. Thank you.